you've talked about many times in your life throughout junior high and elementary school and middle school. The word matter, or matter, is defined as anything that has mass and takes up space. The latter part is the one that's most important there. We know matter is a book. If we have a book, we know that's definitely matter. One of the bigger things that we don't think about as we study chemistry are gases. Gases tend to be forgotten that they are matter because we do not see them, we don't smell them a lot of times, and we don't notice them. They do have mass and they do take up space. Therefore, gases are still matter. Matter can be broken down into several things. The phases of matter are something we'll talk about later, which are the solids, liquids, and gases, the ones that get most easily confused with what we're talking about today. But what we're talking about today are classifications of matter. Now, classifications of matter basically deals with how pure the substances are, what they consist of. And in general, there are 4 types of matter we're going to talk about. Well, there are 3 basically, but one falls into a 4th category. The first 2 types of substances are considered to be pure substances, and elements are one of those. Elements are the simplest, most pure substance. Nothing can be broken down smaller than that. We know that if we have an element and we continue to break it down, the smallest particle we can get that retains that property of the element is called an atom. And that's a term that we've heard about many times, again, throughout your junior high and middle school days. Elements are represented by chemical symbols on the periodic table. It is your responsibility to know the element symbols on the periodic table. When it comes time for the final, you'll be responsible for knowing those. So, moving on. The second type of classification of matter is compound. A compound is when you have 2 or more elements that are chemically combined. The key there is chemically combined. They're joined together. For example, water consists of 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen atom joined together to make one thing. Compounds are the most common source of chemical reactions. When we deal with chemical reactions throughout this course, we talk a lot about compounds. Compounds are what we do most frequently. Elements are used and they're made up of the compounds, but compounds are used more frequently. All right, so those are considered to be the pure substances. Both of those can be separated by chemical means, compounds can be separated by chemical means into its atoms. So for example, water can be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen via electrolysis. Electrolysis is a process by running electricity through the water. We can separate the oxygen and the hydrogen gases back into their normal states. Elements, on the other hand, cannot be broken down into anything more simple. The unpure substances are considered to be mixtures. A mixture is a combination of 2 or more substances that are not chemically combined. And that's, be very careful there, because those combination, a mixture and a compound sound very similar, but the key is they are chemically combined in a compound, whereas mixtures, they are not chemically combined. Now, mixtures fall into 2 classifications that we deal with. Again, 2 terms that we've heard of before in the past. The first of those terms is heterogeneous mixture. A heterogeneous mixture is a mixture that has different properties throughout. For example, my all-time favorite breakfast cereal, Lucky Charms, the magically delicious breakfast cereal. Lucky Charms have many redeeming qualities. One of them is their heterogeneous mixture. We can separate all mixtures based on their physical properties. And if I look at Lucky Charms, I can see many physical properties by which I could separate them. I could separate them according to cereal pieces and marshmallows. I can separate them by shapes, sizes, all those different things. Other examples of separation, if I have iron filings mixed with sawdust, I can use a magnet, run a magnet over top of that, and it will separate. Salt and water, I evaporate off the water, and the salt is left behind. So they can be separated by physical means. Now, the second type of mixture is also sometimes referred to as the 4th classification of matter, and it's called a homogeneous mixture. Now, it's called a homogeneous mixture, and the prefix hetero and homo help us a lot. We know that homo, from the Latin, means the same, and hetero means of different species. All right, so heterogeneous means of different types. Homogeneous means the same types. Kool-Aid is an example of a homogeneous mixture. Milk also is a homogeneous mixture. When you drink milk, on the side of the milk, it says that it is homogenized. Homogenized means that it is blended to stay together as one identical substance. You cannot tell the particles from one another. In a Kool-Aid mixture, when you make the Kool-Aid, you can't tell the sugar molecules anymore from the Kool-Aid mix from the water. They all blend together evenly throughout. Now, homogeneous mixtures are referred to often, again, as the 4th type of classification, which is solutions. Solutions are homogeneous mixtures in which one substance dissolves into another. Again, we hear the word solution. Our most common misconception is that solutions must be a liquid, solid and a liquid. That is incorrect. We have all phases of matter can be solutions. For example, the air we breathe is a solution of three gases: nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide for the most part. They are evenly dissolved one into the other. So it is a solution of gases. If it was not a solution, if it was a heterogeneous mixture, then we would have to run around trying to find air pockets of oxygen to stay alive. But that doesn't happen. Other examples. Gold jewelry. Gold jewelry is an amalgam of, or a solution of, different metals. Gold for some part, and then usually some sort of harder metal to make it more durable. 24 karat gold is very soft, very brittle. You can dig it with your fingernail. So therefore, most people would not want 24 karat gold jewelry. It's also very dense and very heavy. So for that reason, we get different carats of jewelry. We get 20 karat, 18 karat, 10 karat. Depending on the level of carat, tells you how much pure gold is in it. So if you get something that's 24 karat gold, not 24 karat gold plated, but 24 karat gold, it's 100% pure gold. 18 karat gold means it's some gold or majority gold, but then there's some harder metal mixed in with it, usually some stainless steel or some silver or some other things that make it more durable. Right? Those are solutions that are in the solid phase. And obviously, again, Kool-Aid is an example of a solution in the liquid phase. Now, as a recap, matter can be broken down into several categories: mixtures and pure substances. Mixtures can be separated by physical means back into the pure substances that make them up. And there are two types of mixtures: homogeneous, which means the same throughout; heterogeneous, which is different throughout. Pure substances, on the other hand, can be broken down into two types: compounds and elements. Compounds can be broken down or separated by chemical means, such as electrolysis or other means that we will learn about, back into the elements, but elements cannot be broken down any further.